Hello everyone, very good morning. Hope I'm audible to you all. Good morning Samir, Kalpana, and good evening. So there are some questions. Good morning Shweta, Sagar, Lopita, very good morning. See, cut view on iPad, okay. Good morning, Prajakti. So here, friends, I'm sharing my screen on a full view only. Not sure if you are not able to see my screen fully. This is actually the full view. How it is now? How it is now, Prajakti? Is it still the same? Yesterday was right, okay. So do you need to make any adjustments at your end, I believe, because here I'm sharing my screen on a full screen mode. So and people who are using it from the laptop or other devices, they are able to see it on a full screen, it seems. Maybe you can just try reconnecting once again, and see if you are able to log in. Okay. Just see that if you can do a reconnection, if it works. Yeah. Okay, friends. So a couple of questions from Kalpana. I have questions from the link what you had shared yesterday. Which chart to use when? How to get figure 1 on page 4? Okay. I'm just opening that up, friends. Which chart to use when? Okay, it's here. Downloads, I think I have it. Okay. Okay, not a problem. We'll just see it from here only, friends. So page number 4 is it? Okay. Okay. Page number 4. This chart, you mean? Kalpana? Okay. So, friends, this is going to be a bar chart, normal bar chart, but this is going to have a target with that. So, estimated and the profit, estimated budget, and what is the actual profit. So, so this is basically going to help us in understanding if what is the estimated profit and what is the actual profit. Okay. So in order to get this bar chart, friends, what we need to do is something. Okay. So example, you have something called estimated profit and actual profit. or if you have so you would like to see the discount, or assume that you had something here, more than one measure you had. Okay, so this is like going to be the discount field. We don't have an estimated profit here, so we'll just use some fields which is available in this data set, and let's use something called across the segments or something. So control click here. So once you go there, next would be the show me option. So for now you have selected the profit, and the next one would be and discount. Okay, profit and discount. And here, after you get this profit and discount, you can select this segment. So if you see, this is the chart, friends, what we are getting. Stacked bars, we call them as stacked bar charts. So the stacked bars are something like what we just saw now there. So how is your discount and profit looking along? So across all the segments, how your discount and profit is looking and how that is going on. So here the same thing when you have it in a normal bar chart. So if you like to have something like this, you can make use of this called stacked bars. So what the stacked bars is going to do, it is basically going to show your discount across the segments, what percentage of the discounts have been given across all three segments. So the color and this. View what we just saw there in which chart to use when that final module. They are basically used estimated budget and profit. So this estimated budget and profit, they are selecting across all movie franchises, and this is going to be like fifth sequel, sixth sequel. So profitable or not. So what is the budget and what is the profit? So where and all it is going to be like the profit is going to dominate, where and all it is not. So that is what this chart is going to help us say. So we can use the same and make use of this stacked bars, and basically we'll be able to get that. So here, since we had estimated thing on this profit there, within the discount, they just had a single view there. So this is how something like we can get that. So maybe this is the exact view, how this is looking. So we can just have a look at this. So yeah. You can just click on this view and download the workbook just to see like how they have created this. Just to see, so there are two metrics in the colors. One is the estimated budget and the other one is going to be the profit. There are two things that they are going to highlight here. So instead of this segment, they just had this estimated budget and the profit itself. So maybe. So since there are two things there, so the discount, they just showing it based on, the discount is basically based on various things. So it can be ranging from various segments, or it can be of something. So they just use it in the color legend here and they just dropped it. So something like this, friends, but generally you will be able to use stacked bars for this. Once you have the necessary data set, you can create that. Kalpana, any other question? Hope this is clear for you, how to create this. Okay. Can we get the discount and profit in the same bar? So before that, I would like to see this. So maybe they can. So this is the public gallery. Let me see that, Kalpana. We can actually get the profits and discount in the same bar. So before that, I would like to see the data set here to see what they have done there. Okay, so this is actually original view of this. So if we see this, this is going to be the sheet. I'll just go to the sheet. So here we can have both of these put together, Kalpana. The only thing what we need to do here is we just need to create a measure name for this. So measure names would be really useful in that scenario. So instead of dropping my sum of discount and sum of profits here, what either way I can do is I can just go to this measure name, take this measure names value in this column shell, and I can just go to this measure values and drop it in my detail. So after I do that, I can just take this measure values and drop it in the filters. I can select the number of profit and discount alone. So discount and profit comes on a same axis. Now we can just take a segment and just drop it here. So and then move it to a stack bars, something like this. So after I move this stacked bar, automatically this is getting generated as sum of discount and sum of profits. So instead, what I would prefer doing is I would take this measure values and drop it here, so that I can remove it, sum of discount and sum of profit. And from here, this measure values, we will remove the others, number of records, quantity, and this variable. And here the coloring is going to be based on the measure values. So this would be the original view where you will get both these things, segment and profit, and a kind of tables kind of thing there. So if I'm just changing it to a type called bars or stacked bars, I can just change the mark type here. So maybe there can be slight variations, and you can just bring that in a single axis there. I think they must have got a dual access bars. Let me try this. No. So here that's what has been made. They have just taken the measure values and the place in this. So measure values and average estimated profit and this. So here these two are the measure values, estimated budget and average profit. So here basically they have taken this and done some, basically they have taken a single chart here, combined the bar length, and this is the chart what they have taken. So for the same example, the only thing what they have just used is placing the measure names and the measure values here in the columns, and marking the rows over here. So that's what the same thing if we do, I think we'll be getting the same. So instead of using this particular segments and things, we will be using that measure names across the segment. I'm just swapping this axis and like changing the appearance as bars. So without any text. So the measure values comes here. So kind of a horizontal bar, and then remove those, discount and sum of profit from here, and dropping the measure values. And so again we have to do some alterations. So measure values has to be based on the colors and what are the measures I need. So I need these three measures. So discount and profits, sum of quantities and sum of sales, something like this, and then merging these two axes. So here basically the data is what we are using, this average estimated profit and the budget profit. So estimated profit, if you see, this is the value what they have generated. So maybe we might have to create a field with a similar data type. So this is like something called estimated budget what they have created. So when you are using something like that, in that case it would come as a stacked bars, Kalpana. So here we can, I'll show you that how to create maybe on later part of this. So for now you just understand that this is going to be just the dual axis, and you just need to drop the measure values. So how to get it as a stacked one? The only option is to make it in a similar data type and then use that. So instead of using this measure names over there, you can just use the measure values, and this segments whatever you are seeing there, you can just see if we get how that is. So this measure values alone are there. So we just dropped it in the colors. Maybe we'll change the color label, edit the colors to see how that is looking. So this is almost like looking everything in the same color. So what is the contribution of discount in that profit? So maybe both of them has to be there and almost like same thing. So here since we are seeing it both the discounts and the profits in something different, so that's why we are not able to see much of colors here. So we have to create a similar field there. So we'll try doing that. Maybe I'll prepare a chart with something similar estimates for us, and we can have a look at it. So this is basically a stacked bars with the measure fields and the measure values there. So that's how we get this. We have to do some calculations also in this. Good morning, Balaji. No, like we just were checking out on some of the visualizations what I had shared yesterday. So Kalpana had a question how to create this particular bar chart, what we just saw yesterday. So we were just seeing like how we can do that. So this was basically a stacked bar. So if you see each and everything, it is going to provide us some information on this. So how to create something like this? So that's what we were just looking on. So for which we require some similar fields such as estimated budget and profits. So wherein the field what we had with our data set was not that compatible. I had to create some calculated fields for that. So that's why the same view we are not able to get that. So for now we just were able to get a horizontal bar, and profit and discount were coming in a separate measures, because if you see the values and the things what is there, that was not that appropriate to show it in the single bar. So that's why. Okay. So I don't want the measure names here, just the measure values. I don't. So this is the profit and maybe, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Balaji. Instead of discount, yeah, Kalpana, we can try that out. Instead of discount, maybe we can try that out. So maybe we can. So what I would do for in order to not spend more time on this for now. So as we have certain things to complete, so I will do that by my end, and I will show that visualization to you, so that it's so everyone can save some time there. Yeah. I'll try this at my end and I'll bring that visualization to you. So by next class or possibly during today's break, I'll just try this and I'll bring that. Okay, friends, so some examples for you for after yesterday's session. So hope everyone understood about the concept of sets there. So how sets are working and how to create a set, and what are sets with union and what are the sets with the intersection, and how do you generally create those sets. You saw that. So today there are certain questions for you to evaluate yourself. So please keep ready with the Tableau and the data set, and you are going to answer the first question here. I want the orders whose average discount is 10%. You know how to do that? People, you can all try that at your end and let me know once you are done. So this is the question what we will see. So you can all try that at your end. Let me know once you are done. We need the discounts for which the profit is 10%. So I want the orders whose average discount is 10%. So that is the question here. Okay. So the Kanya, the question what you are asking was this something relevant to this exam question what we are seeing now, or something outside you would like to know? Okay. Um, sure, Kanya. So you can just work out on this example first. So I'll just show that to you how you can do that. So maybe during this break or something. So distinct order ID is taking us nothing but there is using calculations you can do that. So there is something distinct count. So you can just take a distinct of order IDs using that, for which you need to create something called calculations. So maybe first we will finish this example and then we will move on with that. Yeah. So friends, please let me know once you are all done. Okay. Shweta has done. Now, how about others, friends? Those who are not able to do this, please let me know. Okay. Kalpana is done, Jayashree is done, okay. Friends, how about others? Okay. Samir is not getting the percentage, how to apply that. Sure, Samir, we will see that. So Prajakti is done. How about you, Kanya, Salim, others? Okay. Okay, Sagar is not getting the percentage and Balaji is got that way. Okay. Okay, friends. So quickly, now let's see how to get that. So as we saw it yesterday, friends, this is very similar example. So that's why I didn't work this out. I have shown you yesterday how to do this. I want the orders whose average discount is 10%. Okay. We want the orders whose average discount is 10%. So for which they are going to create a set. So a set, they are going to create it based on the order ID. we are right clicking it here, going to sets and create. Okay. So here, the condition tab, what we do, that's where we write the formula. So for percentages, friends, when you are saying by field, in that field they are selecting discount and average. So that's what the question is, right? So where I want the orders whose average discount is greater than or equal to 10%. So that point of time, so instead of 10%, that would be represented in numbers as 0.1. That's what we are able to see it here. That is 0.1. And after you apply this, the percentage value, you will be able to drag and drop that set and you will be able to see those items there in the set. So this example is to show you how to do using the percentages, friends. So whenever percentage is something coming there, so you just divide that value by 100. For example, 10 divided by 100 is 0.1. 20% they are asking. In that case, divide by 100, again 0.2 it would be. Like that, you can work the examples for other values. So that is how you check the conditions using the percentage. Is there someone who would like to see this again, or everyone fine with this? Okay. Okay, friends. So how about you, Kanya? You are also done with this example, or you are still working? Were you able to get this result? Okay, you got it. Okay, great. Okay, Sagar, not a problem. I'll just show you. So this is a very similar example as we did yesterday, friends. So if we had done some things yesterday, this is a very similar example. No changes. So I'm quickly going there. So here we have this order date. So order ID is there. So in this order ID, what you would do, you just right click here, go to order ID, create a set, and average discount 10%. So go to condition tab, go to by field and select the discount. That is the second field here. I'm saying I need an average of discount here. So average of discount would be 0.1. So I have created a set now. So I need the list of all orders based on the sales or profits something. So I'll take the profits, I'll take the order IDs, and I'll go to show me and select my circle views there. So this orders have to be based out on all the subcategories. So this is what I'm getting in my view. So across all subcategories, this is what it is, and if required, I can take a order date column or something. If I don't need a subcategory, I can also use this order date. So this is what the visualization what we got. So I'm just moving it on a quarter wise or in a week wise. I'm just changing it to continuous. Okay. So this is what we are getting. So out of these orders, I would like to know how many of these orders are having minimum, which are at greater than average discount of 10%. So I'm taking this and dropping it in my color shelf. Okay. So these are the orders which are having average of 10% discount. And these are the orders which are having less than 10% of discount. This is greater than 10, and these are the orders which are lesser than 10. So for orders what we have made for which the discount percentage is lesser than 10%, we are able to see that the profit is higher in that range. Yes. So Balaji, here the order ID would be shown as here. In the detailed shelf it will come automatically. Here you will be able to see the order ID. Okay. You got it now, Sagar? Okay. Now coming to your question, Kanya. So here you wanted to see the distinct order IDs, right? So you wanted to see a distinct order IDs. So here it's saying like you are adding all the order IDs. So instead of adding everything, you would like to see a distinct of order IDs. So for now, what we can do is you can add all the members for now, and so there are almost like 1,000 members out there. So the same thing when I'm doing this here in this detail shelf, when I was trying to add the order ID there. So order ID I just added it to my detail shelf. When I was adding this, automatically all order IDs were getting displayed there. Okay. So when you were adding something to the row there, so it asks for each and every order ID how to take it up and how to bring it. So here instead of that, what we can do is we can basically create a calculation for this. So create a calculated field, something like this. And I will tell you what these calculations are. So there is something called distinct, count distinct, these fields are there. So can you see here there is something called count distinct. So this is basically going to take the distinct of order IDs. So if there are 2-3 order IDs that is there, it will just take only one of those order IDs, and it will just display that count. So here basically we can make use of some of the mathematical functions like count, distinct or average. So these things we can make use, and we can make that orders and or use some of the aggregate functions also. Like, so aggregate functions in which this count distinct is there. And there are certain advanced concepts also I will tell you as we move on. So once we see that, we can create something like this, and then we can drag and drop this field there instead of directly taking the order ID. So if you want to have a distinct order IDs, you can do that. So this is what I meant. Okay. So when we are adding the order IDs, you drop it in the detail shelf. That point of time it will not ask you for anything. When you are dragging and dropping it in the rows and column shelf, that is when it will ask you, okay, so you want to filter it out or what you want to do. So that point of time alone, you can just make use of that. Okay. Okay, friends. So this is what it is, and so for the previous graph, what we were seeing. Okay. So here, how to show the stacked bars for Kalpana's question. If you see, friends, what we will do, we will first take the, so I want to represent my profits, what I got in my sales. Okay. So for that, what I'm doing, I'm going to take certain measures. So what and all measures I will be taking? I'll take some measures like this, and I'll take my measure names in my colors, and what are the measure names that I need to take. Okay, so I'll take the measure values. So these are the measure values what I would be taking. I'll take my profit and I'll take my sales. So these two are the items I'm going to take this profit and sales based on my subcategory items. Okay. So once I take my profit and sales along with my subcategory, so here what I would do is I can just okay. So this is the graph what we get. Okay. So here basically in the stacked bars, friends, there is one thing to note for us. That is, if you see here the measure name values that will be added in the colors, and the same measure names should be available there as well. And in the column shelf you should have the measure values. So this measure name values would be here, and you can just add this measure values out there in the columns. So after you add this measure values to your column shelves, can you see now across all my categories? I'm just changing this color. This color is okay. So for profit, I'm saying it is in green. For sales, I'm saying it is in orange. I'm going to apply this color, and this is how you get this stacked bars. So for book cases, we are getting something called negative profits. So that's why my profit is here. And for all other items, you are seeing the profit that is available here. So when you wanted to represent a single measure within one another, so what is your profit within your sales? Which are the items that are highly profitable? You can easily represent those visuals here in something called stacked bars, friends. So that will be really useful for us when doing that. So the only thing what you need to do is you need to take this measure values, drop it here in the column, and take the measure names and drop it in your colors. Then you select what are the measures that you need from the measure values. Automatically those measures would get highlighted. Okay, friends. Okay, Kalpana, for you, it is clear now how to get this visual. Okay. Okay, friends. So now, quickly moving on with our next question here. So now this is the second question, friends. Now tell me how to get this part. Give the orders whose average profitable discount is greater than 10%, but make sure it doesn't contain negative profit orders. So there are certain conditions what is given over here. So give the orders whose average discount is greater than 10%, but make sure it doesn't contain negative profit orders. How to get this, friends? This also we saw in yesterday's example called combined set. How to do this combined set? Sure, Balaji. Once you are done with this question, we will see that. So, can you all let me know like what is the answer for this? So, for this question, you can try answering. I will show you in the meantime the representation. So, we want all the distinct orders, but it should not contain. Sorry, we will have all the orders, but it should not contain any negative orders in that. So, how to get that view? Yes. So this is the question, friends. Give the orders whose average profitable discount is greater than 10%. But make sure it doesn't contain negative profit orders. Can you all try this, friends, at your end, and let me know the answers. Okay, Samir is done. Exactly, Samir. You need to create two sets and you need to do a combination of that set. Uh, Friends, others, please try this out. So, friends, are you all getting that answers? Are we trying out? Because except Samir, I didn't get any response from others. Yeah, sure, friends. Please take your time. Not a problem. Okay, Gautam, Jayashree, Shantini, all three of you are done. Okay. Friends, how about others? Shweta is done. Kalpana, Kanya, Lopita is done. Okay, great. Kalpana is done already. Okay. Love is done. Okay, great. Chart count of order ID by subcategory with the combination set filter for profit and discount. Okay, so Manikandan, this was for what you had said this. Is this for the question what we asked now? The same answer for that? Okay. Okay. So for this question, friends, now we'll see how to do this. So orders whose average profitable discount is greater than 10%. We know how to get this. We already worked an example. Yes. So for this one, this is the same thing what we created sometime before. Whose average profitable discount is greater than 10%, we already got this. One more thing what we need to create is, we need to create one more set here. Make sure it doesn't contain negative profits. For this we need to create one more set here. Okay. So for that alone, they are creating a set. So profit less than 0. So a new set has been created, negative profits, based on this particular field, negative profits orders. So that the same order ID you take the same order ID field. Oh, sorry, I'm viewing my screen. Okay. What we will be doing, we will be taking the same order ID field here, friends. So we will create one more set. Okay. Right click here, create one more set here. So in this set, it is going to be negative profits. Negative profits. I'm going to give a condition here. This negative profits, I'll be selecting where my profit, sum of profit is less than 0. Okay. So I'll create a one more set here with the negative profits where either of that money can either negative can be a positive profit, because why I'm saying it, because this is going to contain the negative profits, right? So here what I'm going to do, it depends on my combined set what I will be creating. So I created a one set, average discount is 10%. I'm going to create a combined set now. Okay. So in this combined set, no negative profits. So here I'm going to select one as average discount is 10% and the other one is going to be my negative profit. Here what I'm going to see, I'm going to select an option average discount percentage except the shared members. So what this is saying, is going to select all data from my average discount percentage 10 excluding my negative profit. So what if you are creating something with a positive one? Yes. So what if you are going to create something with a positive one where I create a same example with greater than 0? In that case, you would have chosen a different one. So you would have chosen a different example there. So here you would be saying the shared members in both the sets. So which would be both kind of thing. So here I'll be selecting average discount percentage except the shared members. The reason behind this, I'm excluding the negative profit. So after I get that here, I can take now all my customer names along with my profits. Along with my profits. Now I'm going to add this combined set here. Okay. So sorry, I think I added the negative profit set. The combined set is no negative profit. Okay. Are you getting me now, friends? So after adding this particular set, all my negative profits would be eliminated from my view. You got it? So this is how we can eliminate the negative profits. Okay. So this is with the no negative profits. Okay. So for no negative profits, this is the example. The example with a positive profit here is, friends, we just change it with, Yeah. So this is with the negative profits. I'm changing this set. I'm going to change this condition. So instead of thing here, this is going to be a positive one, where my profit is greater than 0. I'm going to apply this and click on OK. Where my profit is greater than 0, I have changed the condition. I think I have changed the condition in the right set. Yeah. So I have changed it in this set. So this is going to be my combined set. So which would include, so this set has average discount greater than 10% and this set has average discount is greater than this percentage. Okay. So here we are going to see both these values, average discount greater than 10% and the ones which are having the positive values also. I'm just clicking on apply here. And okay, so no negative profits. And now, after adding this set, you can see something like this. So you just need to change the set condition there. Only thing you should remember is If you are using a positive condition, just use that, and with the no negative profits, you can just make use of that. Okay. You just need to change the set type here. The what is going to be the condition and how you are going to manage those. That alone you have. So that's the only thing what you would be doing. Are you all getting me, friends? This is how we will be doing that. Okay. I think so, friends. If you want to take a break, we'll take a break and start again, or we can continue. Yeah, sure. We'll go for a 5 minutes break, friends. We'll come back by 8:15 again. We'll take a 5 minute break. Um, okay, Prashanti, if you have activated your Tableau desktop version now itself, you can actually try if there are any students whom you know or your relatives or something, you just take their ID card and ask for a student version of Tableau which is free for 6 months. You can do that, or whatever things, because this public will have some limitations in terms of the features. You may not be able to use all features. So you can make use of that. I think for now that is the only possibility that is available. So this 14-day trial version, if you had activated it by mistake, then you can check out with some of your friends and relatives for if they are studying in college or something. No, a student version of Tableau. So you can download a student, in Google you just type Tableau student version download. Okay. So this is the same Tableau only, but they will give it for free for students. Okay. Who are doing in colleges or something. So they will, yeah, you can download it with a different email ID and register it, download it with a different email ID so that you will be getting that. That would be valid for 6 months time. So you can make use of that. That is the other way if you have activated this 14-day trial by mistake. Yeah, okay. You can try downloading it with a different email ID, and not sure if they are also tracking the system's IP address or system's MAC address. So in that case, if they are taking it, it might be difficult to do it with a different email ID. Okay. So you have also activated for the checking the DB connections, is it? Oh, okay. Okay, friends. So that is the other option. So yeah, so it's at times it is tempting to activate it for now, but yeah, we have our assignments to complete, so it's okay, friends. So maybe if you are activating it, it's fine. We'll see if any other. You can just check out with someone who is doing their course here. So is there someone who is studying in college in our batch or doing their higher studies, post graduations? Okay, I don't think there is someone in this batch. So I had some students coming from other batches who are doing their colleges and things. So maybe I'll let you know, friends, if I get any contacts, or in the meantime you can also look out for some college students and their ID cards. So that is the next way to do this. Okay, friends. So moving on from here, so we have something called forecasting. That is what we are going to see it now. So what is forecasting, friends? So forecasting is what? Someone, can you tell me what is the forecasting? Yeah, predicting the future. Yeah, that's true. So predicting the future, that is called as forecasting. Okay. So for an example, GDP of a country or a profit of an organization, there is a forecast for every quarter. So this is going to be my profit for the next 3-4 years. So for the next quarter, this is going to be my profit. This is going to be my profit for the next 1 year. So unless until you have a forecast ready with you, you will not be able to see if what is going to be your actual and what is your forecasted value. Correct? Yeah. So predicting the future based on the past values. That we call them as forecasting. Correct. That's right. So here in forecasting, specifically in Tableau, friends, we have certain features for forecasting, doing the forecasting. So for forecasting itself, there are various models of doing the forecasting. And so some of those models are ARMA. So ARM, I'll just type it down so that you can know those. So there are various methods of doing the forecasting. So there are various techniques also. Some of the techniques, what they call it as, are you all able to see my notepad? No. So there are some techniques of forecasting, friends. Some techniques are called lab sample, moving average, auto regression, with moving average, and there is something called ARMA. You must have heard this, and ARIMA. So auto regressive integrated moving average is ARIMA. Auto regression with moving average is ARMA. So auto regression with moving average is ARMA. It's integrated moving average. So there are various techniques of doing this forecasting. So how a normal forecasting works? So in a normal forecasting, what they do is they basically take some test data. So for example, if you are having data until, assume like you are having the data until 2017, December 2017. So if you are having data until, like, assume 2017 December. So 2017 October you have the data. Okay. So you have, for your company, you have the data until October 2017. So when you are having this data, what they generally do is, friends, they basically take, so you need to predict the data for next month. Okay, next month, or you need to predict the data for like November and December 2017. So you need to do this prediction for next 2 months. Okay. So for that, what they do is, you have the data until October 2017. Okay. So what they do here, they generally take 50% or 70% or 80% of my overall data. For example, I am having 100 records. Out of those 100, 50 records would be considered as test data or training data. So 50 would be considered as training data, and remaining 50 would be considered as validation data. So sorry, this is not test data, this we call them as training data. And the remaining 50 would be as validation data. Okay, friends. So here it can be either from 50% or 70%, or if this is 70, then this would be 30, validation data. So in our example, we have data until 2017 October. So 30% of this data would be kept as validation data, and 70% of this data would be kept as test data. So training data, okay. 70 would be considered as training data. Now what they do, now they apply the forecasting techniques there. For this training data, so for this training data they come out with the forecasting model by applying either one of these models, the last sample, the moving average, the auto regression, or auto regressive integrated moving average. So there are tools to do this, like we have systems such as SAP. For computing the forecasting, we have systems SAS, R, SPSS, and there are even Excel can do forecasting. So there are certain tools which are available in the market. So using those tools, they come out with the models and they come out with this data. So based on this data, for example, I'm keeping 70% of training records, okay, and 30 as validation, and they will see which model is having least error. So which model has least error, and based on that model they apply forecasting using that model. For example, here for the 70 record, what I kept, I found my future prediction as around like so my total growth is going to be 4.5%. Assume that this was my result of this training data. So based on this result, what I will see, I have kept something as validation data, right? So since I have data until October, I consider data until May only, and I will test what is the percentage of this 4.5% is my output. Assume that I am using this method, integrated moving average, auto regression with integrated moving average. So using this method, I found that this is going to be my growth. So I will compare this data with my actual. So for example, this is my predicted one, 4.5% is my predicted. This is my predicted one. I will compare this data with my actual, what I had in my hand. So my actual is saying I got around 4.4% growth. So actual is 4.4, but I have predicted it as 4.5. So here the error range they find that, and they assume that okay, if it is within the acceptable range, it is okay. You cannot always accurately predict what it is, friends. You can come to a closest estimate, but you cannot have the actual value at all. So that's why we consider this as this percentage, and basically they build the model. So if this model was okay, so what if my actual was like 1.5% only, and I have predicted it to be 4.5. So this model is not suitable then. I need to try with some other model. So like that trial and error approach they apply, and they compare the actual versus the predicted values. So this is how actual forecasting is done in any industry. Even our GDP forecast, or in your company, whatever forecast it is there, everything is done in the same way, friends. Okay? Everything is done in the same way. So the forecasting part, what we saw here, this is applied all over the companies in a similar fashion. Okay. Any questions here, friends? Did you understand the concept of forecasting, how to do that? And these are some of the methods of doing that. This is clear, friends? Everyone? Okay. I assume it to be clear for everyone there. So this is how the actual forecasting is done. Okay. So now let's see. Tableau is using one of the method of forecasting here. What is that method name? The technique is known as exponential smoothing. So this is one of the techniques which Tableau uses, friends. So for which recent results have more weight than the older results. So for an example, in a cricket match, or if you can take any of the performance of a player. So for example, we'll take the performance of Rohit Sharma. So for your information, friends, Rohit Sharma is a person who bats really well, but not always. So his performance may be like in 10 or 15 matches, he scores 100 or 200. 100 or 200 he scores in every 15 match once, and he retains his spot there in the team. Okay. So if we have to predict future of this person, how much he will be scoring the next match, what we can take is, we can take his last 15 innings, what he has batted, and we can compute his average and what was his very recent performance. So based on that, we can basically come out with the future predictions there. So that's how, when you are considering your recent performance and then taking out like what is going to be your future, you can do that predictions using these techniques. So assume that maybe he has scored like 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally he has scored 100 here. So 100 here. So this was the score what he has scored. So this exponential smoothing technique, what it does, it gives weightage to his very recent performance. So very recent performance, last 4 or 5 performance it takes, and it predicts the data based on this last 4 or 5 performances, and it says like he will be scoring around 50 runs in the future. So that's how Tableau predicts, friends, using a technique called exponential smoothing. So this exponential smoothing is used for that purpose, and so that's what is given here as well. So this person, so basically based on forecasting must be at least one date dimension with an integer value and one measure in the view. So for doing the forecasting, we should have only at least one date dimension and one measure in the view. So this is the preconditions of doing the forecasting. So let's predict the forecast using 2 of the fields. We will take the order date and sum of profit. Using this order date and sum of profit, let's do a forecasting. Okay. So I'll take this order date. I'll drop this order date here. And I'll go to this continuous. And what I did is I wanted my profit. So I'll take my profit field. I'll drop it here. So this was my profit. From 2011 until 2015, this is how my profit has been gone year over year. Okay. Now what I do is I just go to this analysis window. And once I go to this analysis window there, I was here in this data window. Now I go to this analysis window, and what I do, I take something called forecast. I take this forecast and drop it here, friends, exactly here. If you are dropping it outside the box, it will come here also, but you can drop a forecast in this box, which makes sense. And now, after you are dropping the forecast here, can you see? The forecast has come until here, friends. Can you see this? The profit is this much, and there is a gap between the actual and the forecast. So this is my actual. So this is my actual, and this is my estimate. So this estimate is going to be the forecasted value for this year. So it is basically forecasting me the data for 2014, 15, 16. So 14, this is this much. 15, it is this. Excuse me. Okay. So Kanya is asking a question. Year of order date is not preceded by plus symbol. Yes. So I didn't get the question properly, Kanya. And Lobita, what was that? It has a range of values. Correct. It has basically a range of values which it can predict here. So for example, I'll remove this forecast. So I'll undo the changes, friends. Let's compare the actual results with that of the forecasted ones. So I'll just take click on view data. So the estimate for 2011, 2013 until this is the actual data, and these are the estimates for 2014 and 15. It's 100,817.39. This is my estimate. Okay. And my actual value, what is my actual value? I need to see that. So I'm going to remove this forecasting here, friends. Just wanted to see how this is looking without forecast. So this is my actual data, friends. So as I told you, a forecasting technique gets applied based on applying this percentage. So out of this data, 70% or 30% would be considered as validation and 70 would be considered as training data. So Tableau here has considered 2011 until 2013 as its training data, and it has predicted the data for 14 and 15. So for 2014, what is its prediction? This is its prediction, friends. For 2014, it is 1,100,817 is its prediction. But what is our actual? Actual is 93,508. That is our actual. So here you can verify two things. One is the data. So we have data until 2014 only. If you see, right click and view this data, you have data until 2014 only. Okay, and it has predicted the data for 2015 also. So now I'm going to add a forecast. So after I'm adding a forecast here like this, you can just see what is happening here. So it has predicted my data for 2014, and then it is predicting my data for 2015 as well. So this forecasting, what we are doing here, it predicts the data for you. what you can, first thing you can verify if the forecasting is going in the right direction or not. Second thing what you can verify is what would be the future. Two things you can estimate here. So the numbers which is coming in this actuals, what we see over here, that is your actual values, and the estimate is this one, the one which is coming within a group of range of values. Okay. So what you can do is, after a forecast is retrieved, what you can do is you can right click this forecast, and there is something, you can right click here, go to forecast options. Okay. So here you can define the forecast length here, friends. So exactly for 1 year if you need, or until 1 year you need, or what is the forecast length that you require this. I'm just keeping it the automatic one, which will automatically forecast it for next 5 quarters. Okay. And there is something called aggregations which is happening at the background, friends. So aggregations are something by what you need to do the aggregation. So here I'm going to take it by year, so automatically it is aggregating the data based on quarters for doing the computation purpose, it is doing that. And there are various forecasting models, friends. So as I showed you, there are various models. If I am choosing it automatic, by default the model which has been used in Tableau is exponential smoothing technique. So that is going to be the model what Tableau is using, friends. Okay. And there are other models also. So what is the seasonality? So what is the seasonality, friends? So have you known about this term called seasonality? Seasons are Um, Hello, friend. Uh, Sorry, I think the system got hanged a bit. I just had to re-log in, just removing myself from that. Uh, can you all hear me now? Audio is breaking, right? Yeah, yeah. One moment, one moment. I'm just logging in back. I somehow felt that the connection is not proper. One moment. Just give me a moment. Still my audio. Yeah, there is a problem, some internet problem at my end, friend. So I'm just trying to see if Um, Hello friends, sorry like I had to disconnect and then do a reconnection again. I think if you are all, someone is available still, maybe like we'll continue on Monday friends, not a problem. So you all have a great day there. I see around 13 of you are still there, and thanks for your patience. And there was some issue there at my end. I had to just resolve it and then join back again. So let's all connect back again on Monday, friends. Not a problem. So Monday would be our last week. So I might have to have some extra classes for you all as we are running short of this module. So I'll let you know, friends. So mostly the extra classes would be on next week, Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe from Monday until Friday we might have to take few more extra classes. I'll tell you based on that. Okay friends, so I'm just stopping the session for now, and let's all connect back again on Monday. You all have a great weekend there, and sorry for the inconvenience caused. Thank you all. Thanks everyone. Thank you Balaji, Gautam, Love, Sagar. No Balaji, you didn't actually, I had to disconnect and I reconnected, so you didn't miss anything. So don't worry, you just keep these concepts in mind and try the assignments, friends. So for any questions you can let me know. We will try resolving that. Yeah. No problem, friends. You have a great weekend there. See you on Monday. Bye-bye. Thank you, Prashakti, Salim. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you, Kalpana. See you. Have a great weekend.